Hello and welcome. Let us discuss this question that came in the year 2015 and is related to the topic environmental organizations. Now the question is, with reference to an organization known as Birdlife International, which of the following statements are correct? It is a global partnership of conservation organizations. Number 2, the concept of biodiversity hotspots originated from this organization. Number 3, it identifies the sites referred to as important bird and biodiversity areas, also known as IBAs. As far as Birdlife International is concerned, Birdlife International is an NGO that was founded in the year 1922, so around a century old NGO, Birdlife International. So it is a global partnership of conservation organizations. It works with various organizations to conserve and preserve bird species, their habitat and their route, habitat and route. As far as second statement is concerned, biodiversity hotspots. So this was biodiversity hotspot concept was given by Norman Myers in the year 1988, and this is not related to Birdlife International, or this concept was not originated in Birdlife International. 3, it identifies the sites referred to as important bird and biodiversity areas. In around 200 countries, 11,000 bird species and sites have been observed and is conserved under Birdlife International. So it is a very huge organization or NGO, international NGO, that is working for the protection of bird life or bird species, avian species. As far as biodiversity hotspot is concerned, there are around 36 biodiversity across the world, biodiversity hotspots across the world, out of which 4 are in India. That is Himalayas, Western Ghats, then Sundaland, and Eastern Ghats, the Ghats region. This Sundaland, India's Andaman region, falls in this Sundaland region, where along with countries like Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia and Brunei, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia and Brunei are part of Sundaland. So there are 2 preconditions for an area to be declared as biodiversity hotspots. First is they have at least 1500 vascular species of plant that are endemic to the hotspot region, and second is that region or that hotspot should be threatened. So 30% or less area is conserved, whereas there is 70% or more habitat loss. So the 2 conditions related to for an area to be declared as biodiversity hotspot is first 1500 vascular plant species, that are endemic, that is originally found in that area, and number 2, 30% or less is preserved or in other words, it can be said that 70% or more habitat loss is there. So this area is basically threatened. This area is basically threatened. That area is considered as biodiversity hotspots. Also, there is one term, biodiversity cold spot. As far as cold spots are concerned, they are less diverse regions like desert, mountain, dry region having less number of species to compete. They are dry regions. And in one document, Paradox of Diversity, it was suggested that biodiversity cold spots of today will be biodiversity hotspots of tomorrow. That is, over a period of years or over a period of centuries, these cold spots will convert into biodiversity hotspots as there will be increase in evolution. So this paradox of diversity was the study in which this was suggested. So our answer for this question will be C, 1 and 3 only, because Birdlife International, which is an NGO, is a global partnership of conservation organizations related to avian species, and they identified sites known as IBA, that is important bird and biodiversity areas. Whereas biodiversity hotspot was a term given by Norman Myers in the year 1988, and later on biodiversity cold spots also emerged. Thank you.